Shaturday morning, the most joyous time of the week.
Yes.
Welcome. We have Nick's sister, Jess, as a guest today. Yeah, check it out.
Your mouth is full of what?
I thought we were supposed to start eating right away.
Well, look at that.
Ooh.
Christmas crunch.
Mm-hmm. This is in honor of, I was trying to think of what we ate growing up. And we had Cap'n Crunch always. And we did do honeycomb. My kids were disappointed that it really not that sugary.
Oh, yeah. They're like, boo. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But what does Christmas crunch taste like?
Christmas crunch tastes exactly like you remember. It hurts the roof of your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
It is disgusting.
Oh, but there's green and red berries in it?
It says fun holiday shapes.
Oh, that's
okay.
Oh, yeah. They're super fun.
Got it.
But only one holiday, right? It's not like a bunch of holidays.
Ooh, you're right. There is only one holiday in there.
There's something for Kwanzaa, something for...
Oh, yeah. Everybody's, yeah. Jess, are you guys rich or something? Because, like, honeycomb and Christmas crunch?
I mean, I don't want to brag, but I did have my pick of cereals.
Roush family's doing all right.
You guys are doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty fancy lockdown over here.
I'm rocking some Crispix action over here.
Oh.
I went to a CVS today, and up on the shelf they had some Crispix, and I was like, this was kind of like it made you feel like you're eating healthy cereal. It was like, oh, this is good for you. I don't think it's terrible for you.
Did you add sugar, Joe? Because at our house we had Crispix, but you put a spoonful at least.
Oh, it's inedible if you without a spoonful of sugar. Yeah, you sprinkled sugar over the top of it. Yeah, you couldn't have.
Okay.
I went with I got Life today, and I always liked Cinnamon Life growing up. Yeah. But I took a bite of it and I just didn't cut it, so I added crunch berries to it. So I'm calling it Life Berries, and it's pretty good. Pretty good combo here. So
nice.
Don't mind it. George?
Are you eating it dry?
Because I poured it beforehand and I didn't want it. You know how Cap'n Crunch just gets soggy immediately?
Yeah.
I didn't want that to happen.
Okay.
What about peanut butter crunch? Has anybody had peanut butter crunch recently?
Oh, yeah, I have been. Yeah, I've been having peanut butter Cap'n Crunch. I got it right over there.
Oh.
It's delicious. It's so good.
Okay.
Solid.
Do you find that they go out of their way to say that Captain Crunch fights the soggies, and yet when you have Captain Crunch with milk, it gets soggy immediately? It's sort of, I don't know. It's
loses.
Taking its weakness and projecting.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I'm trying to keep you from getting mad at the fact that I'm having the same cereal I had the first 4 weeks, but for the last month I've had different cereals. But this is so good. Special K, vanilla and almond.
Oh.
With the vanilla, you're kind of letting your hair down with the vanilla. Like you're being a little naughty.
Yeah. Well, somebody looked at the side of the box, which I haven't, and they said it actually has more sugar than most of the sugary cereals.
Okay.
So it is bad for you. So
look at the side of this too. There's Cinnamon Life, but now there's also Vanilla and Strawberry Life. I've never seen that. I would try it, but they didn't have it at the store. So.
George, have you ever gone Special K Red Berry?
No, I'm not a berry guy. I don't like anything that seems like it ever came out of the ground.
Okay.
You know, like anything that could be a fruit or vegetable.
Yeah.
I don't want in any of my foods.
He prefers power bars. Yeah.
This is new information.
Mm-hmm. Well, no. You know I like Fun Dip more than actual fruit, you know? Like, I don't know what actual grapes taste like, but I know what grape Fun Dip tastes like.
I'm pretty close to that, too, actually.
Yeah.
So when I was talking to you, Jess, about doing this, I said, what Saturday morning cartoons do you remember growing up? And without you were just like, Q-Bert, no hesitation.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm eating again.
So go ahead.
I was so excited about the cereal. Sorry. Yeah, Q-Bert, and actually, my husband grew up in the country, and well, not real country, but like out of cable zone. So he doesn't remember any of the shows we watched, and we watched everything. We grew up watching TV. Every show, we watched it. And we would be what you'd call latchkey kids, right?
Yeah, you guys were.
Uh-huh.
I remember
we
we talking about this.
Were.
Nick and I had some heart-to-hearts about this.
Oh, boy. Uh-oh.
A lot of tears.
Some therapy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, still to those days, somebody will look at me and they're like, Latchkey, right? And I'm like, I kind of just have to wipe away a tear and say, yeah, I watched the Q-Bert cartoon a lot. And the USA Cartoon Network, Cartoon Express, and DuckTales.
You'd come home, you'd have your latchkey in hand, and you'd put it in the door.
Well, I'd take it off the latch first, and then I would...
And I would have to get home first so Nick wouldn't lock me out. That was a real possibility. That? Oh, are you kidding me?
No.
Of course.
Why would he do that? He's your brother. He's your flesh and blood.
Because he's
never
mean?
do that to my brothers.
Yeah, because he's mean.
Yeah. Well, it's just part of that latchkey baggage I carried with me. I remember like getting up at around 6:30 and watching like the New Zoo Review was like the first thing on before the cartoon started. You kind of suffer your way through that while pouring your Cap'n Crunch, and then 7 a.m. to pretty much 9:30, 10, we were watching every cartoon.
Everything, yeah.
And I've talked about in the past watching the preview specials where you would go through and in the TV guide circle the fall cartoons you wanted to watch. But do you remember, I assume I was in charge of the remote.
There was no remote.
But I mean, I was in charge of just deciding what cartoon.
Yeah, I was like turning the dial. Yeah, of course you were. You were in charge of everything.
How old are you guys at this point? Like, is this 10 years old?
Oh no, we started way young.
Oh wait, okay.
5, 6.
So what were you guys doing Friday night the night before? Probably watching TV?
Yes.
Probably having a fish fry.
Fish fry.
From A&W.
Yep, with a gallon of root beer.
Watching TV and then getting up early. So.
It sounds like, as far as like food goes at that house, like it sounds like every kid's dream. You'd have sodas, you guys had sugary cereals.
Oscar Mayer.
Oh.
Yeah,
man.
All the good stuff.
And every little Debbie you could ask for, too.
Oh, yeah.
Why is Nick a vegan now?
And I'm vegetarian.
And you're vegetarian.
Can't imagine why having to force yourself to make food choices would come in handy as an adult. But...
Tuna Helper was fancy for us. So.
Yeah.
Like, was it like the second you guys got out of the house, you're like, enough.
Yep.
I'm going, okay.
Yep. 18.
Let me we like to start off with a commercial, and let me show one that I think Jess will remember very clearly. And,
oh God.
Hey, coming at you.
Got it.
Yes!
Oh, what a play.
Give up? Looks like your shirt did.
Pew, Dad, it smells.
Wash it in Surf. Unlike detergents that just cover up odors, Surf actually removes both dirt and odors.
Heads up.
Hey, looks like you never hit the dirt.
Yeah. Smells like you weren't even playing.
Was he?
Surf removes both the dirt and the odors.
So the reason why that one was so... There are two parts about that made us laugh hysterically as kids.
I just showed it to my kids.
One was Pew Dad, it smells. Like, we quoted that so many times.
Oh, what a play. Give up? Looks like your shirt did.
Pew, Dad, it smells.
So that was the first part. And then my sister, Jess, you and I were convinced of what the daughter says right here.
This is the best.
We were for sure what she said, and then I've later found out it wasn't what we thought, but you guys tell me what you think she says here.
Hey, looks like you never hit the dirt.
Yeah. Smells like you weren't even playing.
Was he?
George?
Smells like you weren't even playing.
Oh, come on.
Okay, see, we thought it was smells like you weren't even bloody.
Smells like you weren't even bloody.
The first time I thought it was smells like you weren't even blading or something. I couldn't tell what.
Okay.
We would quote it. We'd say, Pew Dad smells. And we go, smells like he wasn't even bloody. And like, we were just convinced that that's what she said. We could not.
One more time.
Listen to it. Listen.
Smells like you weren't even playing.
Was he?
I can hear it now. I could hear it now.
Okay.
The dirt.
Yeah.
I think even bloody was something that just was common in our household.
I think she flubbed it though. I think it sounded like she was saying she threw a D in there.
I think she had some sort of nasal infection at the time. There's something seriously happening in her.
Some accent I don't understand.
It wasn't enunciated very
George,
well.
will you investigate that? Find out.
Yes, I'm on it.
Okay.
It wasn't
I found
until
it on Facebook.
Because when I was looking that up, I was like, what was that commercial? And I looked through every single detergent commercial from the 80s until I found that one.
Yeah, I didn't know it was
sent it to Jess over text, and like we finally figured out what she meant. But until just like a few weeks ago, we thought
it was a few weeks ago. My kids helped.
You guys would reference that like all throughout growing up?
Yeah.
Pew Dad. Like, would you say it to your dad? Like, Pew Dad, what does he say?
Yeah, Pew Dad, it smells. Like, we just thought that was
Our
so
poor
funny.
parents.
Yeah. So let's talk about Q-Bert a little bit. This was part of CBS's 1983-1984 lineup. That was a pretty stellar lineup, mostly of Ruby Spears cartoons. We've watched a lot of those. And it was part of a series of arcade-based cartoons that were all put together in 1 hour of programming. So here you can see Puppy's Further Adventure. You got Rubik up there. I don't know why Rubik is in this ad, but then you see Saturday Morning Supercade there. And they also did Chipmunks and Mr. T on different networks. But yeah, so you had Donkey Kong Jr., Pitfall, Frogger, Q-Bert, and then later they had Space Ace and Kangaroo in the second season. They're all based on popular arcade machines at the time. And I just remember being excited because I loved arcade games. I mean, and then so the Pac-Man one, and then this was separate, but like just watching those characters come to life was pretty incredible. Did you guys? Well, wait, I don't want to do that because we're going to do a game later about whether you watched this or not. But what about playing Q-Bert?
Oh yeah, we played that. Yeah, we had an Atari, and I remember my dad got hooked on it. Like he played Q-Bert all the time. But it was one of those games where you had to have the remote had to be perfectly calibrated. If it was a little bit off, you flew off the side of that thing.
Yeah, because you had to almost go in diagonal based on. It was like a 3D isometric.
It was finicky. It was picky. Yeah.
George, did you play?
Yeah, I played it, and I had the same problem. I could not get my brain around the fact that down meant like lower right and up meant upper left. Like I couldn't.
Yeah.
I was always trying to go for the into the corners, which didn't do anything.
It's a hard game.
I loved it. It looked great, but I wasn't good at it.
It was really hard. And then there was discs that you could jump off of, and a disc would take them to the bottom again. And you're trying to turn all the colors over.
And then the springy snakes would try and catch you.
I remember the snakes.
Yeah, the snakes would try to catch you. And there was there's Coily the snake. And it came out in 1982 from Gottlieb was the company that did it. And they also the other thing I remember was the swearing. I thought was so funny in that because they had he would have all those jumbled letters that came out, and then whatever they could fit in like a tiny chip that would be inside an arcade cabinet, that was what was on the what would come through the speaker of the game. And I just thought that was so great, like a swearing cartoon character.
Can I interject, Nick? We growing up were not allowed to even say "but." So hearing anything that was kind of swearing was a little bit much.
Racy.
For sure.
Yeah, I still won't say the B word.
Yeah. Do you still go to the bathroom to wet?
Yeah.
Is that what you call it? To wet?
Yeah.
We thought it was sprinkle.
Well, sprinkle, but yeah, I mean, a dog wets, and
I still remember one of my childhood friends, Dan, came on vacation with us one time, and we were in a pool, and my friend Dan would tease my mom and say, "Hey, Bean, I think it got a lot warmer over by." Over by here. And she said, I still remember, she goes, "Dan, did you wet?
Did you wet in the pool?" Yeah.
That's what like a puppy does. A puppy wets.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and defecating, you guys had another word for defecating. What'd you call that?
BM.
BMs. Okay. Why did you just call it bowel movements? Is BM, was it the polite way of saying it, or was it just for brevity? Was it a brevity thing?
It's a real time saver, Joe. It just cuts hours out of your daily conversation.
Yeah, we couldn't.
If somebody cut you off in traffic, did your parents say bowel movement or
never?
Did they
go eat a bowel movement?
They never expressed anger that way ever.
No.
Do you guys swear in front of each other now?
It's weird.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right if you guys swear in front of each other.
I don't.
Do you guys swear in front of your parents? Like now?
No.
Absolutely not. No.
Your dad has said swear words around me. I think he said the S word once.
I haven't heard it. So yeah,
you
have a bad influence on my dad.
It's you, Joe.
Will you guys right now at the end of the show, will you each say a swear word in front of each other right now on this Zoom call at the end of the show so we can get people to stick around? Like that's how we're ending the episode.
I'll do it.
How bad does it have to be?
Like a bad one. It can't be a soft one. It's got to be like top 3 worst ones.
Worse than the B word?
My kids aren't here. Yeah.
Hey, Jess has another Q-Bert connection that I want to point out. This is your senior picture, and look what's in the back there.
Shut up.
Yeah. Yep, you're wearing a tree frog shirt.
My Doc Martens that kids would kill for now.
I added this to it. I thought that would be kind of cool. He's mad about your shirt.
I have ripped jeans too. Look at that. That's back.
Oh, you were like grunge. Look at you.
How
really
cool.
By the way,
I think it's called rainforest grunge.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Rainforest grunge. This sounds like a cereal, actually.
I'd eat that.
By the way, I didn't realize this until I was researching it, but Q-Bert came from cube, which he's jumping on cubes, and they thought the name Hubert was cool, so he's like a cube with Hubert, so Q-Bert, and then they spell it with a Q.
I thought the name Hubert was cool.
Yeah, they just thought that would be a funny name for the character. They wanted like a Pac-Man or a Donkey Kong, and so yeah. And in the show, as part of Saturday Morning Supercade, it's in a 1950s town called Q-Burg. I don't know why it's in the 1950s, but it's almost like Greece. And Q-Bert is covered in fur, and all his friends he goes to school with. He's like a teenager. They're all voiced by Frank Welker. And he must deal with a bully whose toilet is a snake that has arms, Ugg and Wrong Way, and all 3 are also voiced by Frank Welker.
He's working overtime on this.
He's doing like 10 voices.
Wow.
And the only thing different, there were discs in this. He was jumping on stuff in it. But also there's a new thing invented in this called Slippy Doos, which is a black ball that he could shoot out of his nose. And it would be like slick and would make the enemies slip on it.
Gross.
And like in the cartoon, he also swore in it. So you get to hear that at least once per episode.
You know what I'm wondering about? Like I probably watched this at some point. It wasn't regular viewing, and I haven't watched it since 1983. I'm wondering what Q-Bert's personality is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is he going to be like a Bugs Bunny type, or is he going to be more of is he going to be like the wisecracking Orko type? Like, I have no idea what his personality is going to be like.
All right, I'm not going to give it away, but I'll just say you're going to be disappointed. And Thanksgiving is this upcoming week, so I picked out a Thanksgiving episode. I think this will put everybody in the mood to give thanks. And this tells, I think, a fairly historically accurate story of the first Thanksgiving.
Take a cue from the cube. Hey, it's Q-Bert. Take a cue, me and you. And Q-Bert, me and you. And Q-Bert, me and you. And Q-Bert. Whoa-ho, Q-Bert, favorite down in Q-Bert. Whoa-ho, Q-Bert, Q-Bert, you're my favorite. Whoa-ho, Q-Bert,
Hear all the
Q-Bert, you're my
Britney Spears
favorite.
sound effects.
Oh yeah.
It looks like the Pac-Man building.
Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. Yum, yum, yum.
Yeah, mine too. I love turkey and all the trimmings.
Sure you would, 'cause you're a dumb turkey. I'd rather mess around. Nice landing. My compliments to the pilot. Now, everybody, take your seat.
Jess,
Yeah.
watch this. Would you guys like laugh and like I love this, or would you watch it joylessly?
I think it was pretty joyless.
Yeah, we wouldn't say anything to each other. It would just be like,
it was just passing the time.
do we switch it over to Beetlejuice, or do you want to stick on this? That was probably the only conversation during a commercial, you know. Smells like he wasn't even bloody. And now back to Q-Bert.
I don't understand what's happening. Why is one of the snakes like a pig?
That's not a snake. That's just a bully that lived in the Q-Bert.
Okay. I thought he was a
and
snake.
also they're dressed like they do in Police Academy at what was it called? The Blue Oyster Club?
Yeah, yeah.
They're dressed like that.
Yeah, they're kind of like greasers guys. Like they're leather daddies. That's who they are. They're leather daddies.
Awesome.
That sounds like a cereal too.
Yeah. That one I would not try.
My compliments to the pilot. Now, everybody, take your seats. We're going to learn about Q-Bert's first Thanksgiving. Oh, no! What a bore! It all started 350 years ago when a group of pilgrims set sail on the Q-Flower.
Q-Flower.
Once
like
we
a Smurf
get to the
thing.
Q-word, we'll need the help of all you young people.
They look like
and
Snorks.
the youngster who contributes most to building our new community over
Although
the
Snorks
next
came
year
out after.
will be presented with
Snorks
this
is the best.
customized Q-horse and buggy.
So there's some exposition here. They're having a contest. I'm just gonna rewind it. This show's only 10 minutes long. So
There's
can you just
much,
paraphrase?
so
Okay.
much to unpack.
Can you fast forward?
Yeah, sure.
When there's talking parts like that, my brain just shuts off and I start thinking of something
We'll need the
else.
help of all you young people. And the youngster who contributes most to building our new community over the next year will be presented with this customized Q-horse and buggy.
So the stakes
I'm
are
gonna
pretty
work hard
high.
to win that award.
And I'm gonna louse some funnel noses' chances and win the prize myself. And I'll be there to share it with ya.
Mae West's voice.
Look, there's the Q world!
Land at last! We're there, hooray! This is our new home.
Like, guys, tell me this is really happening. I mean, like, there's no stores here, you know? I mean, no nightclubs. I mean, really, no makeup,
Alley
parlors.
girl.
I mean, like, guys, this place is totally barren to the max.
Oh, don't worry. We'll build them.
When the pilgrims went ashore,
has a nothing
they were met
personality.
by no
Yeah,
Indians.
exactly. He has no
What are those
personality.
What are those green things?
Fortunately, they were friendly.
Oh boy.
Hello in there. Welcome to our land.
It's nice to be here. You got great bushes.
I am Q-Eagle.
Nice to meet you. I'm Q-Bert. We're new here.
Me and my people will be glad to teach all of you how to build homes, plant corn, and catch many fish. Come.
That's just how it went in real life too.
Well, with the Indians helping everyone, it's gonna be hard for you to win the Q-horse and buggy.
Not when I'm through playing all my dirty tricks.
Yeah. When he's through playing all
Yep,
his
that's the
dirty,
New York
messy, and
accent.
sloppy, and filthy tricks.
And so all the young people set out to
I
build
think that line
log
was needed.
cabins.
Just one more nail and I'm done.
That's what you think, cucumber nose. We pulled out all the other nails.
Sound effects.
That's not the right sound effect.
No.
And then they plowed the fields so they could plant crops.
It's time for the old
Oh,
itchin'
install their
powder
land.
down the pants trick.
Give them smallpox blankets.
Some of the kids got their work done faster than others. Fishing was an important part of the pilgrims' daily lives.
I'll help him catch a fish he'll never forget.
How long do you think it took them to write this episode?
Like an hour and a half.
An hour and a half tops.
I have so many questions. So many questions.
All right,
Ask
well,
away.
we're gonna take a break in about a minute.
Oh, thank God.
Fortunately, the Indians were around to help. The year passed quickly, and the pilgrims were prospering.
At tonight's celebration, I'll announce the winner of this handsome prize.
The finalists
Kind
are
of a Papa
Q-Bert
Smurf voice.
and Coily.
No problem, Q-Bert. You'll nose them out.
Aw, shucks.
If you don't do something, Q-Bert's gonna beat ya.
That's
I like
why
the
I
stoner
borrowed
sign.
Q-Bert's ball.
Yeah.
To trip up Q-Bert and make him look like a jerk.
Why
And
does a
now
snake
we go
have
better.
arms? Like,
But what the...
Why does Q-Bert have arms?
don't bring logic into this.
Oh no. Oop.
I love that. I love
I do
the computerized swearing.
That'd be a good gift.
For everyone who's arguing with their families over politics over Thanksgiving, like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That's Thanksgiving 2020 right there. That
Exactly.
that picture.
Nice going, Q-Bert. Thanks to your dumb ball, Q-Bert probably won't win the Q-Horse and Buggy.
But I didn't leave my ball outside. I left it in the cabin.
Sure, and it just rolled out here by itself. Likely story.
They don't believe me. I might as well run away. Nobody loves me anymore.
and we're gonna take a break on the child crying. I thought that'd be a good place to.
Oh boy.
Thanks.
Jess, what were your questions?
Oh, I mean, so many.
I know what you mean. It's just like, it's overwhelming, and then you're just like, but I don't want to ask that. Yeah, it's just.
It's bringing up a lot of stuff, you know. It's a lot of stuff from when we were younger. I buried them deep in like a Q-Bert hole or something like that. First of all, my Christmas crunch is disgustingly soggy. So
the soggy's got to you.
They won.
The soggy
Captain did not win. Yeah.
What were Mom and Dad doing when we were watching 4 hours of cartoons every Saturday? Do you remember?
Sleeping and making bacon?
Probably. Yeah.
I mean,
making bacon, not a euphemism. Actually,
that's what I was gonna say.
Oh no! Sorry. Making bacon. Actually making bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
What were your guys' parents doing during when you were watching like all that?
No clue. I have
don't
no
know.
clue. You know, I think my dad would watch with us a lot of the time. He watched a lot of cartoons. He played a lot of video games with us. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just hanging out with my brother.
Yeah, it was like unsupervised time for a while, I think.
Being a parent right now, I mean, I literally am up always when my kids are up, and I can't imagine the 80s parenting, and it must have been glorious.
Yeah. I mean, my parents were probably like smoking and blowing the smoke in my face. Like,
right? I mean, there was no blogs to tell you exactly what to do. We could just do whatever.
Oh, they winged it.
Yeah, it was great. My first question would be, is a Q-Bert like a species? Or I see that there's lots of things with the
snouts.
Well,
Q-Bert is a guy because his name is Q-Bert. They live in Q-Berg. I guess they're just Q people or Q creatures.
Okay.
I think this cartoon is the most to ever explore that. I don't think the video game answered any questions. I think they came up with the video game and then they're like, this is it.
I actually have some answers. I'm on a webpage called Q-Bert Anon, and there's a lot. The hole is deep. And I'm just going to tell you that Q-Bert will be here soon.
Oh,
Prepare
okay.
for the Q-Storm.
Oh,
It's
wow.
The orange storm is coming. All right.
So I didn't want to pick out Q-Bert commercials for our commercial break. What I thought I would do, because I think we've all remember commercials that bastardized existing songs. I mean, these are so common. So we went through and picked out a bunch of them, and I could have had this be like the whole episode, but I just picked out, I think, 5 commercials that bastardized other songs. So we'll be right back right after this.
Saturday morning cartoons will be right back.
Introducing Teddy Grahams.
Oh yeah.
Just wanna eat. Taste it.
I think I heard this song before the Elvis song.
I heard most of these before the actual song.
Full of golden graham, oh let 'em be. Your Teddy Grahams. The goodness of graham in a new lightly sweet snack. Exploding with taste in honey, cinnamon, and chocolate. Just wanna eat those Teddy Grahams.
Meals can be a dream when you serve a hand this lean.
Oh, yes.
This is my might have been regional.
It was. I've never seen this.
This is 3rd grade. Yeah.
Enjoy juicy lean Dubuque
I remember
hams,
singing this with
canned or
kids
smoked,
during recess.
remarkably delicious.
Dubuque, Dubuque. Dubuque, Dubuque. Dubuque.
Just a quick aside here. My friend Kevin Kiley, we found out in grade school that he was from Dubuque, Iowa. So we would sing Dubuque, Dubuque, da 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 da. It smells like puke.
Yep.
Da, 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 da. He
Yep.
got really mad about that.
I remember that.
No, it doesn't smell like puke.
This one I hadn't seen, but my girlfriend pointed this one out, and this is a deep cut here.
There's a new winner in mustards. In a nationwide taste test, new Hellmann's Dijonnaise creamy mustard blend beat the leading mustard by 2-1.
You know, when I opened up that lunchbox and I saw that my sweetheart had made that ham sandwich with delicious new Hellmann's Dijonnaise, well, I knew I was in love.
Oh, nothing beats new Hellmann's Dijonnaise.
Introducing Kraft Natural Cheese Crumbles.
The Crumbelievable.
New Kraft Crumbles. Intense nuggets of real Kraft cheese crumbled right off the block to give your favorite foods the big cheese taste you love.
That big cheese taste that blows you away. The Crumbelievable.
New Kraft Crumbles. Good. They're Crumbelievable. And try new Kraft Crumbles in 3 cheese and mozzarella.
2, 3, 4. Got me a honey, gonna set my soul on fire. At the end of the day, I'm not a guy who's stray, 'cause she's my heart's desire. Now this lonesome toad is sick of the road. I can't wait to go home.
I don't know this one either.
Talk to your doctor about Viagra.
Bunch of cool guys, bunch of cool dads. Can't get a record.
Oh, there it is.
Yes.
I was just singing this today.
New swoops
You
from
sing it every
Hershey's.
day.
Irresistible curves that are bending the rules on how to eat chocolate. It's swooping the nation.
All right, there's commercials
Wow.
that bastardize existing songs.
Thank
I was
you.
expecting to see Betty Crocker. This is dedicated to the one I love.
I didn't have that one in
That's
here.
one that when I heard the song on an oldie station, I was like, "Oh, that's the Betty Crocker song."
Yep.
But then it was like, "Oh no, This
Mhm.
Motown song came before the Betty Crocker."
We should do a part 2 whenever the next sibling comes on, and do like part 2 of songs that are commercials that used other songs, because I have like 10 of them
There's so many.
ready to go.
Nick, you didn't know Dijonnaise?
That commercial I didn't remember, but I was just like, Allie, my girlfriend, was just singing like out of the blue, just was like Dijonnaise, and I was like, "What are you singing?" And she pulled it up immediately. And
I feel like I should be more angry that these songs have stayed in my head since I was 5 years old.
Oh yeah.
I'm not, like Dubuque, like I know that before I
Yeah,
know
George,
that.
welcome. You'd never seen that?
No. I'm kind of disappointed that there aren't more grunge song sellouts. Now that we've been, we're 25 years since Nirvana, that
Right.
there's not like the Breeders' Divine Hammer became Divine Hamburger or something.
Yeah.
There's money to be made there.
I mean, go for it, George. I'm
You're
surprised Crumbelievable was actually a thing, because I don't know that it appealed to anybody except for like my 14-year-old
Wait, the
misunderstood.
song or the crumbs? The crumbles.
The fact that they used that song in a commercial, because that was a song, that was for the white middle class angsty teens that were embracing it. I'm not sure that it was a global.
That's true. Yeah.
You don't remember kids at skateboards like with handfuls of whatever that was? Was that grated cheese? Yeah.
Crumbled cheese, George. Crumbled.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crumbelievable.
Now back to Saturday morning cartoons.
Well, I know everyone's on the edge of their seat. Who's going to win the Building the New World?
Oh, we have to watch the second half?
Yeah.
Oh, we do that now?
Yeah, there's 5 minutes left. And it's going to feel a lot longer than that. So let's find out if Q-Bert or Coily are going to win the contest to see who can build the new world the best. Who can help out the most?
Coily.
Oh no! Q-Bert ran away!
Who's that that Q?
He says he's leaving.
Bit?
What?
Q-Bit?
Q-Bit is the little
okay.
one. Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody loves him anymore.
Oh, the poor little guy's all alone in the wilderness.
I can't take it. Coiley's the one who tripped up Q-Bert with the ball, not Q-Bit.
That was a terrible thing to do.
It was an accident. I didn't mean to do it. Here's your big chance. Find the little noser, and you'll be a hero and win the Q-Horse and buggy for sure.
Nobody worry. I'll find Q-Bit.
Yeah, and we'll help too. Yeah, we're only gonna sit.
What's that guy?
Well,
What's the purple guy?
He's like the big.
That guy, what is he?
Yeah, we're only gonna sit.
Well,
there's always a Mae West voice, and there's always the Ed Wynn voice.
Mm-hmm.
You know who did I Love to Laugh and Mary Poppins? Oh boy, oh Mary.
Always, yep.
Every single cartoon.
I think that because those are all in Frank Welker's wheelhouse.
Yeah, probably.
So, yeah.
we can use all the help we can get. Let's split up and start searching.
Me and my people will guide you. We know every inch of this country.
There's respectful depiction of Native people.
Get off of my tail, you brainless bonehead!
I'm sure Q-Bit crossed this river.
How are we gonna get across? No problem. It's pretty shallow here.
It's not shallow enough.
I built canoe. We must hurry. Only one thing you can't do in canoe like this.
The hardest working guy at Ruby Spears Production is the sound effects guy. Every single gesture, motion,
and also
there should be silence. There's a sound effect.
Oh yeah, constantly. Less is not more with Ruby Spears, but doesn't this guy kind of look like Michael Showalter a little bit?
Michael Q. Walter, you mean?
Can you add sound effects to this? If I'm like moving my hand when you're editing this.
George, I've already done it.
Okay.
What's that? Stand up.
Blink had a sound effect.
Q-Bert passed this way not long ago.
I hope we find him soon. This is a hot on the tail trail. You guys go that way. I'll check over here. At least I haven't run into any dangerous animals yet.
Yep. The brighter pumpkin.
I spoke too soon. It's a no
mountain.
What?
Are those pumpkins growing in the side of a mountain?
Yeah, they're cube-shaped pumpkins.
Yeah.
That are growing in a mountain.
Oh, okay. All right. Just wanted to clear it up.
No further questions.
Reading Q-Bear. I don't think I can outleap him.
Why are they changing color?
But I can blast
Because the video game, that's how you'd want one, is if you,
him with my flippy dudes.
Sometimes.
Oh, I only got one slippy dude left. Well, that takes care of him.
Look! Here comes Q-Bert!
Hurry, Q-Bert. Q-Eagle say, Q-Bit's not far away.
Everybody has more personality than Q-Bert.
I'll never be able to jump across this ravine. What am I gonna do now? I know. I'll use this log. I'll bet Q-Bert and the others don't even miss me.
I was just telling him, don't do it, Q-Bit.
Oh, you're really invested in this.
That's Q-Bit. Hurry, he's in trouble. Hang on, Q-Bit. I'll save you.
Me toss him rope.
Well, Coily got Q-Bit into this mess,
Q-Bit does
so
die in
he'll
this
toss the rope.
Just a trigger warning.
Thank you.
You and that rope have a lot in common. No brains.
Maybe more than that. I'm gonna use Coily for a rope.
Hey, can't we talk this over? I guess
Who are you
not.
gonna call? mean
Come
slide
on,
whistle.
you're my little brother.
Now let's get back home and have the greatest celebration ever. Great going. You're never gonna win the Q-horse and buggy lying on your back.
The Mae West voice is supposed to be sexy and like a come hither voice. Like, why is it in every cartoon?
And also, he just saved them. Like, shouldn't they be like, hey, you helped save Q-Bert?
And nobody's going to check if he's dead?
And they just left him to
Yeah.
die.
Wow.
Just like the real Pilgrims did.
Stop being a snake. I don't get no respect. I regret to
Like
say
George's
our
reaction.
celebration has been cancelled due to some uninvited guests. But even worse, we have no food for winter.
Oh no! Yeah, what are we gonna do?
Let's butcher them.
Time for celebration. We have plenty of food for everybody.
Yay! This is a wonderful day! And since everyone was so thankful, they named their celebration Thanksgiving. Now, are there any questions?
Yeah. Who won the Q-horse and buggy?
Q-Bert won!
Oh, yeah. Coily won. No, he didn't. It had to be Q-Bert.
No way! It was Coily!
Q-Bert won! Q-Bert won!
Never resolved who won. Wow. Well done, Joe Ruby.
That was pure BM.
That was so BM.
All right, that's funny. We don't need to see the whole credits.
Oh, wow.
You know what I think we should do one of these days? Here's what we should do. We should all get in the same room, and we have 90 minutes, and we each have to write a Q-Bert episode in 90 minutes, and from start to finish, and whoever writes the best Q-Bert episode
I'm on board
wins.
for it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
By the way, we should say that who is it? Ken Spears died this past week.
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks
did
ago.
he?
Yeah.
Another 2020.
Yep.
loss.
I know. He'll be in all the in memoriam montages along with Coily.
I have to say that I'd be very uncomfortable showing that episode to my children.
Oh, because of the treatment of Native Americans?
Or because it was unresolved whether Q-Bert or Coily won the New World Building Contest.
Basically, every movie I've watched prior to leaving the house, so 18 and under, and every cartoon I watched, I'm not comfortable sharing with them. They
Makes
go,
sense.
was it okay to say this word at that time? I'm like, I don't know. I can't tell you.
You're like, look, kids, they just shit these things out.
I know.
Things were just shitted out.
They didn't think about other people.
Well,
they just dumped these out.
I have to remind them that there was no way to choose what you watched.
Right.
Like, besides highlighting the TV guide, I mean, it was whatever was on, and they're like,
And you had to watch TV. There was no choice about, like,
Well,
you couldn't
yeah.
do a different activity.
I mean,
Yeah.
George, we weren't like outdoorsy
something?
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, speaking of limited choices, that brings us to a little game show segment that I like to call the Newly Shat Game.
Oh.
Yes. We're dividing into two teams. Team Joe and George, and DJ Jazzy Jess and the Fresh Nick.
Do you want me to tell that story?
No,
Yes.
no, we've told it before.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll make a separate segment for that.
I did find this. Allie just brought me this picture.
Wait a second. I can't. Oh, there we.
Yeah, I'm wearing a black and white sweater. I think I look great.
Yeah, he looks sharp. He looks good.
Yeah.
A lot of hairspray. Did I sign the back?
Yeah, it says, "Dear blank, just bring it on, man. Come on, punk. You're dead after school, Nick." So you would just,
I think I pre-filled out.
Yep. So you would just fill in the name.
And then didn't give out enough.
Yeah, I was gonna
I'm
give
Dennis
it.
Haskins.
I was gonna send it to Allie.
But clearly you wrote too many.
Yeah.
Why would I have one? Why do I have
many
one?
friends.
I think you had bigger hopes of getting rid of some of those.
Yep. My ambitions were a little bit bigger than the reality of how many I could give out. Well, let's talk about the 1984 lineup of cartoons, which it did include the Saturday Morning Supercade. I asked everyone to pick out what they would pick per time slot for different times, and we're going to try to guess your teammates what their choices were, and you could pick the same thing for time slots. So is everybody ready to play?
Yep.
And by the way, George and I are newly Shats, so this is perfect.
Congratulations!
Yeah. Yay,
We
good
just
job,
finished our
guys.
Shatty Moon.
Yep.
Great. Well,
At Niagara Falls.
This is
There's a
perfect.
lot of whoopee.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, let's see how well you know each other. So I'm going to go first just so we see how the game is played. Well, Jess, I want you to tell me what I picked for the following time slots. I will answer first, and then you hold up what you thought I was going to pick, and we'll see who was right, or if you were right, okay? So the first time slot I chose was for 8:30, and oh, wait.
Wait. So I'm supposed to guess you right now?
Yep, you don't need to write it down. You can just tell me what your pick was, and I will reveal what my picks were.
All right.
What
so
should George and I do?
For your 8:30 time slot, you want me to guess?
You can also guess, yes.
I would guess. Well, I'll wait until Jess says her pick.
I for sure Nick would watch Shirt Tales at 8:30.
See, I would guess Saturday Supercade.
I mean,
I picked Supercade.
Joe. See,
Yeah.
Joe has spent so much more time with Nick than I have.
Well, you got the first half of his life, and I got like the second half of his life.
Yeah,
so.
Shirt Tales was definitely a regular.
We did watch Shirt Tales occasionally, and that was on for more than 1 year. So I'm sure we would flip back and forth. I do remember there was a scene in Shirt Tales with Mr. Dinkle, the park ranger, dancing at the end and doing a funny dance, and we would just quote. We thought that was the funniest thing.
Mom would do that all the time.
Yeah, it was like a running joke. So I get the choice. So now let's go on to 9 o'clock. This would have been 8 a.m. Central Time. We got Scooby-Doo, Scrappy-Doo. We got the second half of Supercade, and we got Smurfs. What do you pick?
For me personally, or for you?
No, what do you think I picked?
Oh.
That is correct.
That's
Smurfs.
what I would have guessed too. Yep.
So Team DJ Jazzy Jess and the Fresh Nick has 1 point.
Yay.
And finally, let's go to the 9:30 choice. And this we had Pac-Man, Rubik Cube, Amazing Hour, Dungeons and Dragons, which we watched last week, and the Smurfs. Second, wow, was the Smurfs on for an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's 9:30. That's prime time. Look at that. That lineup is incredible right there.
All right.
I know for sure at 10:30 where we'd be, but
I'm
gonna say you went to Pac-Man, but we would switch to D&D.
That's correct. Pac-Man and Rubik.
Yep.
So, yep, that's what I watched for the first part because we were all comedy. We didn't watch the serious cartoons; they were too scary.
Now, Jess, but like Dungeons and Dragons, though, like.
Yeah, we would have probably like switched the dial over if we could, just to look like at the commercials and then switch back, is my guess.
Yeah, I feel like we gave it a shot and then we're like, too scary. Yeah. Let's just watch Pac-Man.
We played D&D with our babysitter, but
yeah, we talked about that last week. Yeah. So let's move on to Team Newly Shats. The George, I'm going to ask you what cartoons Joe would have picked on Saturday morning, 1984. Let's what?
At 9:30, I would guess that young Joe Pickett would have watched Dungeons and Dragons.
And Joe, reveal your answer.
I was a Smurfs guy. I was a Smurfs guy through and through.
I can't believe we even got shatted.
Well, I explained this during that was my first experience with a VCR was Dungeons and Dragons. My neighbor would record Dungeons and Dragons. I'd get to watch Smurfs, and I'd go over to his place afterwards, and we watched Dungeons and Dragons in the afternoon.
Got it. Okay, interesting. And what about 10?
10 o'clock, I'm going all in on Rubik, the Amazing Cube.
Okay.
Still Smurfs.
Whoa!
Wow, you stuck with Smurfs.
He said,
I would look forward to Smurfs all week long. And I look back and I'm like, God, why was I into Smurfs so much?
I loved Smurfs.
I love Smurfs too.
So good.
Was it funny?
Did you come to it?
No.
No, it wasn't funny. No. Did you come to an answer as to why you looked forward to it?
No, I really don't know.
Did you have a crush on her on
Smurfette?
Smurfette?
Maybe.
Well, we
I
all
don't
did,
think
but-
so.
Everybody did.
Yeah,
What
she
about-
was. I mean, yeah, she was beautiful, but
Gorgeous.
She was only 2 apples high, though, Joe.
that's true. Yeah.
3 apples.
Oh, 3. I'm sorry.
Yeah, maybe it was the mythology because there was like that whole thing with they had their own world and. Okay.
I don't know.
What about 10:30? What was Joe watching then, George?
Oh man, okay. So for me, this was always difficult. I was always switching back and forth between the Littles and Bugs Bunny. I'm gonna say that Joe, because he's a funny guy, he was watching Bugs Bunny.
I like the way you think here, but the answer probably is, and I don't totally remember because I watched all of these, but I think it was Alvin, just because Alvin was on the same channel as the Smurfs, and it probably just stayed on.
It's a great lead-in. Great lead-in.
And we probably, started making, couch forts or something at that point.
Wow.
So,
I would have thought because they're 3 brothers, maybe that you identified with them there, but
no, the sibling thing, yeah, it really spoke to me because
yeah. Well, and you guys all had girlfriends that were female versions of yourselves, right?
and we were all squeaky.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Please no.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is that it for?
Yeah, that was goose egg. I got 0.
Goose egg, yeah. I was trying to think. All right, but you have a chance to redeem yourself. So now I'm gonna pick what I think Jess picked for 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
We had Scooby-Doo, Super Kate, or Smurfs. I'm gonna say you went with Smurfs. Yes.
Let's see it. I can't see.
It says Smurfs.
Okay, it says Smurfs. Okay.
Okay.
I want the dramatic reveal.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Smurfs.
There we go. There we go.
Say it
Now I
along
see
with
it.
it, yeah.
He is correct.
And why that over Q-Bert or that over Scooby-Doo?
I think because with like Joe, for some reason, I had some sort of connection to watching their like little world, and they said Smurf for every verb. Or
all right.
Yeah.
And I got all those little characters too that I think you got at Hardee's.
Yeah, of course.
Toys were a big part of it.
Of course, yeah.
All right, 9:30. I think you switched over to. I think you went with Pac-Man Rubik's Cube.
You're right.
Yes.
Pac-Man, Rubik's. I said Cube all day, but we would have checked on D&D.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Makes sense. And I'm going to say at 10, you stuck with the cube. You didn't go to Smurfs or Tarzan.
You are correct, sir.
Yeah.
It's almost like you guys grew up in the same house.
It is.
Well, here's the thing, George.
I just met George like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
But we've
Year and a half,
probably
whatever.
spent more time together than.
Yeah. I mean, since Nick had control of the remote, he could easily pick what we were watching.
Yeah. So I didn't know what you wanted. I never asked your opinion.
No, of course not.
All right. Let's see
Never.
if you can redeem yourself. Joe, what was George watching in 1984 at 8 a.m.?
At 8 a.m., he was watching the Charlie Brown and Snoopy show. 100%.
That is correct.
Yeah.
I would like to point out that's what I would have watched, but I was usually waking up just in time for Dungeons and Dragons. So.
George.
Do we have to get a clean sweep here in order to win? Do we need to get all 3 in order to win?
I don't think we can win. I think
You
we're
can't.
yeah.
I'll make these last 2 questions worth double.
Okay.
Right now it's 5 for DJ Jazzy Jess and the Fresh Nick, and 1 for Team Joe George.
Okay.
So you could tie it. All right. So what did George watch at 8:30 a.m. had he woken up in time?
8:30 a.m. I think he probably. Oh man, believe it or not, I've never had a conversation with George about the shirt tails. So I'm going to go ahead and say Saturday Supercade.
I'm afraid the answer is Richie Rich. I thought I was not the yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Really?
The Monchi cheese.
Monchi cheese was good.
All right.
I was after that. So.
And for quadruple points.
Holy shit!
Come on, Joe.
This would knot it up. 9 a.m. What was George watching?
We haven't had a Smurfs conversation either. I'm gonna say Smurfs. I mean, just everybody here loves it. I'm gonna assume that George he's from the same buff.
Wow.
It's a tie score, Smurfs.
Oh right.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, let me
Good
tell
job,
you what everybody.
guys.
Let me tell you, there are prizes. Let me tell you what everybody wins. Everybody wins a Q-Bert big wheel.
Wow.
Yep.
Amazing.
By
Thank
Coleco.
you.
That's colorful.
Great.
They also win a Q-Bert Collegeville costume.
Oh, it's so bad.
That's
Yep.
terrible.
It's so bad.
And runner-ups will receive a modern Q-Bert costume, which is somehow worse than the one from 1983.
I mean, they could have made that funny and put it like on his dong.
Yeah, a little bit lower.
No debut cam as a prize?
No debut cam. Sorry.
Don't you think? Couldn't Q the QAnon thing? They should take Q-Bert's image and that should be their face, like they did with the frog and everything.
Yeah.
Remember? Like I feel like they could ruin Q-Bert just by taking his image and putting tattoos and.
But could anything ruin it more than that cartoon?
Good call. He had zero personality. There was nothing to him.
He's a blank
slate.
slate.
Anything. He didn't even say anything.
He was just agreeable, and he was like everybody else was far more interesting.
There are episodes I watch where he's a punk rocker, and one where he imitates Michael Jackson and does the song "Beat It" twice. They actually licensed "Beat It" for the episode.
Wow, I thought he was in the 50s.
Yeah, I know, but there's like time machines. And,
yeah. And they're like, they had no respect for their audience. They're like, screw it.
I mean,
they'll eat it up.
It's Thanksgiving time, and I just can't help but wonder if there's a lesson to be gleaned from this episode of Saturday Morning.
Oh, there's a lesson for us here. Everyone wants to live a carefree life. We all want to go about our day without any worries, whether we're playing with friends, going for a walk, or riding a bike. But a lack of concern can make you a target. You have to always keep your guard up and be aware of your surroundings, or something terrible could happen. Even if you're just standing on the sidewalk, someone could pull up beside you, roll down their window, and suggest making a cartoon about Q-Bert. If they do, you yell, you run like hell, and if you know anyone at any TV network, don't tell. Repeat it with me. Yell, hell, tell. Yell, hell, tell. A Q-Bert cartoon may seem like a terrible idea at first. And that's why I always say, the more you battle is twice the knowing.
Wise words.
Ooh.
Wise words.
As always.
Thank you, George.
Yeah.
Well
done, that was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa,
Yes.
I totally BM'd.
Yeah.
Whoa, she went for the big one.
Top 3.
Wow.
Okay, Nick.
I gotta say,
how do you respond?
Hearing that swear word scared my butt off.
Nick.
I feel dirty.
Whoa.
I just feel dirty. I feel dirty saying it.
I want to hear. You got to match that.
I can't. There is no matching word for that. That's the granddaddy of all the words. So yeah.
Is it? Jake could probably come up with a couple extra.
All right. Well,
I'll have him email you.
Okay. All right.
My 12-year-old son for sure can top
regarding swear words.
Yeah. Well, I want you to tell your husband Mike that he smells, and but also smells like he wasn't even bloody.
Indeed, and, I will.
Yeah.
I will.
All right, thanks for tuning in. Have a great fucking Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yes, he did it. He did it.
Hey,